Hey, Facebook Live. Okay, I'm hoping this connection is a good one because it keeps telling me that I have a bad connection. So we're just going to sit here and wait out this rain for a moment because my dilemma is that I can't pull into my garage because once again, everything is in the way. So if you've ever run into that problem before where you're sitting in the middle of a monsoon and you can't pull into your own garage, uh, drop me an emoji or a GIF here as to what you're going to say to your kids when you walk in the door because you're sitting out in a monsoon. I wanted to just hop on here. Nobody looks great after a workout, so this is post-workout. And yes, the grays are peeking through. Vitamins, 3 weeks. My stylists love me for that purpose. So I wanted to talk to you for just a moment about this whole Freedom Friday concept. And I love talking about financial freedom on Fridays. It's something that, so many people strive for, and it's a quest in the industry that I'm in to reach that echelon. And so often it eludes us. It just completely does. But today I want to talk to you about something a little bit different. If you've been following me on Instagram, and I can't see who's here, so just drop me some comments, drop me some likes, some loves, so that I know you're here and you hopped on. But if you've been following me on Instagram, and a couple weeks ago, Tanya Prati and I did a live video, I have, and you're probably going to think I'm absolutely crazy, and that's perfectly fine. I've committed to a fitness competition. Now, here's the reality. We've had a very honest conversation, and she's going to tell me whether I'm really going to be ready for it or not. And I know a lot of people start things with the intention of finishing, right? But how would you really feel if you went into something knowing that you may not be at the place that you want to be? So I had to think about that, and I had to come to some kind of reality or conclusion as to why I'm really doing this. And, it sounds great. Am I going to really make it the next 92 days? Am I going to be able to stay on point with my nutrition and my exercise? And then I realized the other day that Brooke, my daughter, for those of you who know, she's 13. She follows me on Instagram, and she was liking some of the stuff I was doing. And I just had that mom realization there for a moment, like, she is watching everything I'm doing. So she's watching how I'm fueling my body. She's watching how serious I'm taking my workouts. And then I realized, what, there may be a conversation that I have to have with Tanya that I'm just not ready for it because of the timing I've started and because I haven't been able to work out and do what I want to do because I had surgery. So I'm like, well, what am I going to gain from this, right? So if you start something and you have no clue if you're going to finish it, a lot of times we give up just halfway through. You're like, well, I don't know if I'm going to ever, make it. And a lot of times we quit because we're so afraid of failure, right? I had to stop myself, and Larry did a great job with, sometimes I resist him and I push back. But then when I really hear what he has to say, I realize, what it's all about, right? And the lessons that we walk away with when we engage in something, even if it's something uncomfortable. So drop me some likes and loves. I cannot see who's here, and we are just in a video mode only, apparently, whatever that is. So if you have comments or questions or anything, definitely follow me on Dawn and Larry Plots on Instagram. And then I have a story that I'll be feeding every now and then. It's the Audacious Goal story highlight at the top. And I'll be putting some workouts in there, some food in there, menus, different things like that. But I want to get back to this whole journey because I know Brooke is going to be watching me. And what do I really, even if I can't compete, what do I really want to walk away with? And I think anything we do, anything we engage in, it's commitment, right? Discipline, perseverance, it's strength and courage and optimism. I mean, there's so many things that will build character from just engaging and committing to something. I have people all the time with my nutrition, that look at what I do and why I do what I do. And I had a moment today, and I really want to share it with you because it was a really vulnerable moment for me that I kind of forgot about. And I had a girl walk by me in the gym today. And most of you, your first reaction would be, yes, it's monsooning, and I still can't go in the house. Just let me know you're here because I see that there's people popping on. I just don't know who's here. And drop me a comment, drop me an emoji, drop me a little love so I can at least respond and say thank you for showing up today. And if you're watching the replay of this, just do hashtag replay. But this girl walked by, and many of you would have gone, oh my gosh, that girl needs to put on weight, or oh, that girl is too thin. I mean, you really would have said something. You would have verbalized something. But I know that girl. I don't know her, but I know that girl, and I know that label because I tipped my toes in that sand when I was probably about 15 years old. I know what it's like to go through a day eating a bran muffin for breakfast and iceberg lettuce with lemon and pepper for lunch and a frozen yogurt for dinner. I know that life. I dabbled in it because at one point in my life was so out of control that I was trying to control anything I could. And I met a friend who lived this way. And for a couple of weeks until my parents figured out what I was doing and were able to craft a scenario so that that friendship no longer existed, I dabbled there and I played there. And it was just for a very short-lived period of time, but I have had many, many friends who've played in that arena and have struggled with that. And I look at Brooke and I'm like, my gosh, she's 13. So what message do I clearly want to send her when it comes to nutrition and taking care of her body? And it was funny because this morning, and yeah, I'm going to read this because it was the scripture that popped up for me this morning. And it was one of those moments where it was kind of like my whole day kind of just came to fruition, and it's not even 11 o'clock here. And I knew if I didn't leave this message, I probably never would. And so as you're watching my journey, I understand. I work with women and men every single day that have junk. We all have junk. I don't care if you're 40 years old, 30 years old, 20 years old, 50 years old. We are all carrying around junk. And I have people that put off their wellness journey because of the junk and the noise in their head and the sabotaging behaviors and all of that stuff that's going on. It's about, and I've made a decision, it's just about being 1% better than I was yesterday. If I can be 1% better, right, than I was yesterday, and the culmination of that, so for me, over the next 92 days, if I can strive to be 1% better than I was yesterday, the culmination of being 92% better at the end of the next 92 days is huge. So that's what I'm going to challenge you to do. But I want to read this scripture to you because this hit me like a ton of bricks this morning. And then when I saw that girl in the gym, I really want you to think about this and own it. If you're like, I needed to hear this message, great. If it's not a message for you, you know what? Maybe today it wasn't, but I hope and pray that 2 days from now, 10 days from now, something about this message resonates with you. And the message went like this. It said, this is from 1 Corinthians 3:17. God will destroy anyone who destroys this temple, for God's temple is holy, and you are that temple. So when I read that this morning, it just kind of, was like just an affirmation to me that it is so important to make sure that when I commit to this process, that I'm doing it right. And those were some of the terms that that I was going to use my product the whole way through, that I wasn't going to do anything radical or harmful to my body, that I was going to show people that there is a right way to live in our body, in our temple. And, that's my passion. That's my mission. I've been around a lot of products and I've done a lot of training in my lifetime, and there's nothing more passionate right now in my life than helping people to free themselves in their own bodies. That junk that we carry, I deal with it every day in conversations about stuff that people have carried around. And a lot of times weight is a reflection of life. We're not happy. We're not happy in the bodies we're in. We're not happy in friendships. We're not happy in relationships. We're not happy with our life circumstances. We're not happy with our finances. We're carrying baggage from our past. We're carrying, deception and abandonment and all kinds of junk. Just get over your junk. This is just kind of one of those moments where it's like that stuff doesn't own you. And the one thing that you can do is commit to making things better in your life, 1% every day. So, and I know it when it happens to my clients, like they'll go silent ninja and I'm like, the silence not good. And you'll get a text from me. I'll be like, all right, silence means you've fallen off. Here's the reality. We all get derailed. We all have setbacks. We all have life happen, right? And I just had a conversation with a girl yesterday, and she said that she had one bad meal, and so she kind of gave up, and she's like, oh, I'll just start on Monday. And I'm like, well, no, wrong attitude. Like, I had one bad meal, so dinner I'm going to be back on par, right? So it's the very next step you take needs to be back on par with whatever it is. If it's finances or whatever. And everything takes time, guys. I have people that want results in like 30 days, and it's maybe not going to happen. I don't know what results I'm going to see. I know I'm going to be much better than I am right now here over the next 92 days. I know I'm going to be much happier because this is totally a mind game. I know I'm going to feel better. I know I'm going to like the way I look in the mirror, okay? And it is about, so much about self-acceptance, self-approval. You guys don't need anybody else's approval or anybody else's validation. It's amazing to me, no matter how old some of my clients are, how much long-term junk they're still holding on to. I'm here to help set you free, okay? But it starts with you making the commitment to you. I can't do it for you. And when I go back to this scripture, I understand that temple is body, mind, and spirit. There's a connection there. And I can completely tell when things are out of whack. I'm like, God will destroy who destroys this temple. And I think to myself, and I'm like, my gosh, when I'm not on par with my nutrition, when I'm not working out, when I'm not taking care of me and doing meditation or attempting the yoga, it's a really, really bad attempt. So don't show up at Lifetime on Wednesday mornings when I'm attempting, unless you want a comedy act, because it is really, really bad. I'm going to have some of my yoga friends teach me some of these better moves. I'm trying. I am really trying. But I think about that and I'm like, wow, how everything comes crashing down around me. And I feel like I go back into, that victim mind state. And I'm like, wait a second here. If I just start taking care of me again, if I just start putting my head, my body into the right space again, everything's going to naturally fall back into place. I'm going to feel better. My attitude's going to shift. My energy's going to shift. The vibration I have in the universe, right, is going to shift. And God's going to open those doors. He's going to open my eyes again. But sometimes when I am getting low and getting down, it's because I'm not taking care of me. So I just wanted to come to you, follow this journey, because it really is already, just over the past couple of weeks, been a really incredible journey for me. I'm going to be posting a lot more and sharing a lot more on Instagram. Again, it's Dawn and Larry Plotz on Instagram. It's in the Audacious Goal Circle. But for me now, especially knowing that Brooke is watching this, and if you have kids, I have friends that have kids all the time that are like, all right, their sports are kicking their butt. They want to reach these goals. What do we need to be doing? And you know what? Your kids are watching everything you're doing. So I'm going to challenge you. I don't care where you're at, what, and then I get into these comparison games where some people think that their junk is worse than other people's junk. It's junk. Leave it. Throw it out. Get rid of it with the trash. It doesn't own you. Okay? Take a step forward. You can free yourself. I hope you realize that you absolutely can free yourself from whatever bondage, whatever chains, whatever's been holding you back. You can move forward. You can take the step. You have just got to declare victory, right? You have just got to say yes. My passion is, I love my products, but my passion really is watching people become free. So if you're somebody that has, over the past couple of years, if I've been working with you, if you want to share, if you have a testimony, I would love for you to drop it in the comments, in the threads here. If you were I can think of a few clients right off the top of my head that their lives have changed tenfold and they're completely different people than they once were. Please drop it here because I'd love to celebrate you and I'd love to continue to watch your journey. I know who many of you are, but for those of you who watch and don't say anything, just reach out. Let me know you're here. Let me know how we can continue to pour into you. But I just wanted to leave you with that scripture today and just a brief message. By the way, Dawn Bartolini, if you are watching, I'm going to challenge you. We are going to be doing a 21-day live challenge, whether it's here on Facebook or on Instagram. The next 21 days, you have been challenged, my sweet friend, because we went back and forth about who was going to challenge who first the other day. And it looks like I'm challenging you. I love you guys. Have a great day. The rain has slowed down, so I'm running into the house. Bye.